Hey guys, so I'm here with something a little different today. I'm actually going to take you back in time to a dark place. I'm actually going to take you guys back in time with me as I have unearthed almost all of my sketchbooks that I've ever had throughout my life, beginning at around the 3rd or 4th grade to now, present day, college me. So there are quite a few of these sketchbooks that I own. Some of them are actually just like pieces of paper stuck in a book or even just stuck in a binder. Like this is literally just a binder that says Mahatma Gandhi on it because I had a Mahatma Gandhi. Stop moving, the tripod is moving. I got it from Walmart, it was $5. Because I had like a Mahatma Gandhi like presentation that I needed to give. I will be going through all of the sketchbooks that I've found, plus the loose pieces of paper that I found shoved in places, and kind of giving a little backstory to what I can without making this video literally an hour long. But yeah, I hope you enjoy this trip down memory lane with me. It's kind of something different. I wanted to do something personal here as a kind of like time capsule should I ever lose these sketchbooks. I hope not, because they're actually pretty good memories to have and to keep. Just showing a little progression of the way that I learned how to draw and my thought process and a little insight to what I was like as a young child. So yeah, let's get started.
Okay, just a heads up, I had an obsession with Tangled. I thought I was a white girl with blonde hair growing up around, I think, the 4th or 5th grade. And I genuinely fell in love with this movie. And to this day, I'm still pretty much in love with this movie. I think Flynn Rider was the first crush I've ever had on a fully grown man. You'll start seeing some influential pieces in here. Like you can see a Flynn Rider. This was in 2011, so yeah, it must have been like in the 5th grade or so, whatever. I can't remember. This is a self-portrait. I used to wear outfits like this every single day. Oh, yep, here we go. Who will you choose? So, I kind of had this fascination with placing myself in Rapunzel's shoes. I won't be doing this for every single drawing in every single sketchbook because that would just take up way too much time. But I had a crush on a boy who like was very artistic and could draw. And so I made Rapunzel kind of like my persona. And I thought that, you know, like, oh my god, if I'm Rapunzel, then I must have a Flynn Rider. But then I thought in my head, hey, wouldn't it be fun if I let Flynn Rider, the one in my mind, and my real life crush fight over me? That's a lot. Yeah, as you can see, I was super into Tangled, almost everything in here. This is a vase, I think, in my house. Yep, yep, oh wow, okay. So, they're little people. Oh, Ouran High School Host Club. I forgot about that part of my life. Thank you for bringing it up. I really loved Ouran High School Host Club to the point that I made a Facebook roleplay group with my friend Patricia. Hi, Patricia. This is Chantal from the Elite Four in Pokemon. I don't know why I drew this. N. I had a cute crush on N. I don't know. Weird. Who didn't, though? Okay, again. Oh, so I self-inserted myself into Ouran High School Host Club a lot. Yeah, I thought I was Haruhi. I definitely was a weeaboo. Okay. Oh, here we go. Nicole's Be Healthier for a Couple More Days challenge. This is straight up copied from a special A manga that I had. I'm not even gonna try to hide it. I don't know what that is. This is, I think, like an OC. I don't even remember. Yep, that's so an OC that I tried to create. I tried to make my own manga. You know, you can pause and read that if you want. I don't want to. I had my very first OC was Kazumi, and I like tried to make a manga with her in it as the main character. It was a ripoff of Special A. It was basically she was perfect, and then she met a boy named Shoujo who was totally the opposite of her, and like they fall for each other and blah 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 blah. These were all of the characters. I named them very strange things. So I kind of was under the impression that you could just put a bunch of letters together, make it sound Japanese, and it doesn't actually have to be a Japanese name. It can just sound Japanese, but that's like totally not true. Oh my god, Kaicho Ame! This is a really okay. This is a really good anime. I know most people have watched it, but come on, like, this is just so good. Okay. This was a girl in my roleplay group on Facebook that I drew this picture for her. Oh, this really dates that image. He likes you, you know. He did not like me. Whoever I was talking about, whoever is referencing in this picture, he definitely didn't like me. This is like a funeral for a girl who died. Here is, I think this was like an alias I was going by because I liked Hatsune Miku a lot. And so I just called myself Miku, which is embarrassing. Her mouth is huge. Here we go, sketchbook number 2. I'm probably in the 6th or 7th grade at this point. Here's me. I think these are Japanese characters. I think and dream. This is in Tagalog, because I'm Filipino. I just want to do something edgy, I guess. This is something like an inspirational post. She's like crashing through the cloud that like has all of like the insults that I've ever heard said to me. So, some like chibis. I think you'll see a lot of chibis in here because I was getting into, yeah, exactly. So here I have like Asian stereotypes or something, and then this is like definitely copied from like a Mark Crilly thing. I wanted to imagine that I was good at drawing clothes. Like I really wanted to convince myself that I also could draw clothes, but I was not fashionable in real life, and I'm still not fashionable at all. Like I wear the same clothes like every single day. Okay, so this is copied from Vampire Night. 100% Vampire Night. This was copied from, I think a mangaka drew herself in the manga I was reading, and I really liked the pose and how she looked because it just looked like me. Here's another person with very disproportionate eyes, mouth, and head. Here is somebody who's, I'm sure, supposed to be holding a knife, but the edges are not sharp, so it just looks like a banana. Oh, I began, like, dabbling with the idea of storyboarding, so it's a person who's confessing, like, trying their hardest to get a girlfriend or whatever. Like, will you go out with me? Go out where? Now. I understand. Like, that's a pretty quick resolution to something so small. Ooh, I was really into Hetalia. I don't want to go back there. No. So this is a fairly cute drawing of a girl. I have no idea who this is, but oh my god, Inu X Boku SS. Girl, this was a good show. I still go back to this show sometimes. It's a gender bent version of the main characters. I drew my friend Patricia as a character, like, I was into Ask blogs at this point, and there was, I think, a character of, like, a character from Hetalia that somebody drew as a postman, or, like, a postal lady, and I loved that idea, and my friend Patricia wears glasses, and has her hair up like that a lot. She had her hair up like that a lot. So I drew her as, like, a postal woman. Sketchbook number 2. So, it's 2012 now, and I'm very, very obsessed with Tumblr. I was given a marker set, I think that I just bought from Staples, and it just had a bunch of different Sharpies in it. So whenever I would draw, I would just outline every single drawing in black, because I thought that's what you were supposed to do to make lines more dynamic, to give more, like, character. Oh, here we go. So I created a fake cousin for Tamaki to have in our roleplay. Her name was Alicia Suo, and Tamaki Suo. So as you can see, I outlined everything in black, which kind of made it okay. Wow, okay. So yeah, like I said, I was into Tumblr a lot, so I was into a lot of that edgy artwork and edgy humor. So there's a small Mikitsukami from Inu X Boku. That's probably Ririchio. I was into Zhao Rishu a lot. I remember I really liked her. I'm glad that I could recognize Zhao Rishu just from my drawing, meaning to say that I kind of got her look right. Ooh, I was into Cry as well, and PewDiePie. Let's not talk about it. I was not into Homestuck. I literally was not into Homestuck. I drew this for somebody else. I even got the name wrong. I thought it was David. It's Dave. I copied these. These are really well done. These are really well done drawings because they're directly copied from my Haruhi Suzumiya manga that I had. It's just one of those spin-off mangas. Okay, so I was like very into, like I just said, I was really, really into PewDiePie and Cryotic. I don't stan anymore, but I did draw this one, I think, fan art of them. senpai, you make my Kokoro-tan go doki doki. And I think I was making fun of somebody who I just did not like very much. This is like a very sad, edgy drawing of like, oh, I don't feel the same. It was me, I don't like you, I will never love you, I was leading you on. It's a lot of that stuff. Celeste from Animal Crossing, yeah! My first Animal Crossing game was Wild World. And I've been playing every game ever since. From Kagapro. Yeah, I was like, what am I trying to say? A comic I drew about my friend who owned a bagel shop. Her name is Isabella. We called her Isabagel, which is funny. This is us in elementary school. It's kind of funny because we really played up the fact that she liked bagels. But this is actually pretty impressive. Like, I'm kind of impressed with myself to be able to map out the movements and the dialogue pretty well. Like, kind of just like a traditional manga. Hey, the legs look nice at least. That girl. I played Ariel in my 8th grade show of The Little Mermaid. So I got back into The Little Mermaid for a little bit. Especially just drawing characters from it. I thought if you made like an elvish OC, you were cool and in, and I wanted to be cool and in so bad, so I made one, and it just looks horrible. It looks horrible. Oops, wow, how edgy. I'm like a hopeless romantic, so a lot of stuff is just based off romance. Here we are at the 8th grade. I know, because I put 8th grade. Good thing I kept track of that. Super into Avatar. I was always into Avatar: The Last Airbender, so I wanted to do a Earthbender type thing. This was a necklace gift that I received from the same person that gave me this sketchbook, and so I wanted to I just remember that. This is cute, and this is interesting, because I definitely copied this from somewhere. It's way too good to be mine. The fact that I was able to kind of get the contours and the bends of the fingers right, I definitely was looking at an image. But this just seems like something way beyond my capability, even in the 8th grade. So I'm just kind of impressed with myself. I really like this page. Reminds me of Undertale, but Undertale wasn't even out at this time, I think. It's interesting. There's Madoka. The dog. There's Madoka. I never watched Madoka, but I like the characters. I found them really interesting. So I went to an all-girls high school. So before I went to that high school, I had to shadow a student there. And I basically, throughout the day, I just carried a notebook with me. I don't know why. And I saw all of these girls, and I was like, wow, all of these girls are so different, individualized. Basically, I just drew every person I saw. I drew this in the panty and stocking style. It's of me. I wore this exact outfit to a retreat. Here we go. So I don't even know where this is from. I cannot tell you the name of the anime. I just know that my friends were super into it, so I just chose a character from there and drew it for them. And now, the drawings that were kept in this like folder, meaning to say, these were the drawings that I probably submitted when I applied to high school. I actually applied to a high school that would help me focus more on art. So in my opinion, I guess, and my mom's help, these were my best drawings that I could submit. So this was a drawing I made for my best friend Amanda, who is still in my life today. It's me, our friend Isabella. Here is a self-portrait that I made. It's not too bad. It kind of does look like me. I think it has the same elements of my face. This, I don't even remember where this is from. I don't remember what anime. I'm pretty sure I just googled it. Ib! Oh my gosh, Ib! I was super into Ib, the video game, with Gary and Mary. I think it's still a really good game. Maybe I should go back to YouTube and just like watch it. Okay. So I wanted to go for something different, something that kind of stood out against the other people in their portfolios. So, spoiler alert, I didn't get into the school. That's the story. You want to know why? You needed to have an extremely high math grade. It was basically you took a test to get in at the school itself. That's how prestigious. There were so many people. And you needed a certain math score to get in, and I am horrible at math. Like, to the point where it's just sad. It's just actually just sad. Here's a cat. Here is another drawing where the hand is actually not so bad. Imagine somebody, you're like on the board trying to see like the students who submit their portfolios, and you just see Hatsune Miku. Would you accept? I would accept right away. Here, I'm very proud of this one. Well, not now, but I was pretty proud of this one when I was about 13, 14. Summer Wars! I love this movie. I really still love this movie. And now here we are at high school. So I carried this, I put this little insert in my binder when I started high school to kind of comfort myself, because I was nervous, obviously. I was transitioning into someplace new. And everything that I've ever loved in my entire life, or anything that made me happy, I wrote down. So chicken salad sandwiches, obviously. YouTube, my friend Laura, my dad, my friend Liam, bio. Okay, Tangled! I'm never gonna let that go. I'm honestly Mountain Dew. If you turn it over, it's a drawing of me and my best friend that I made. It's the same girl that I made that thing for. It's kind of wholesome, kind of sweet. Like I said, I was getting into The Little Mermaid, and now I left the 8th grade, so I'm just getting out of it. I do think that there's some mixture of like old drawings in here that I just can't remember. My hair used to look like this. Like, genuinely used to look like that. God. Oh, this is my art project from the 8th grade. Yeah, so like I said, there must be a lot of overlap. We had to create a brick wall and put a quote on there from the book. So, get smart and nothing can touch you. The Outsiders, that's what it was. I was thinking Stay Gold Pony Boy, but yeah, The Outsiders. I drew, this is for my Elizabeth Ann Seton project that I just drew her on it because I was too lazy to print the picture. Here's another thing that I drew on like a weird like cardstock paper. A recurring theme in my sketchbooks and all of my drawings are me plus the boy that I have a crush on at the time. Kinda nice, kinda different from what I am seeing currently. More girly. There's like more cohesiveness to like what I'm going for. Like I said, I had a hard time with clothes because I just never really paid attention to clothes. I was so obsessed with Rapunzel that I drew this picture, right? And you see all these creases? I folded it up. That's why there's so many like what stain is that? Like a macaroni? And I kept it in my wallet, and I just like I would carry around this drawing in my purse because it was so, I thought it was so good. I thought it was so well done that I carried it around with me. Is this? No, this is Zatsune Miku. I was like, is this Black Rock Shooter? It is not Black Rock Shooter. Oh, and I redrew it. Okay, so this is from, I must be like 2010, right? And then in 2013, I redrew it. It's kind of cool. I feel like I should redraw it again now. Here we go again. I think I would draw these in my spare time just simply because it just gave me so much joy to see Rapunzel and the painting and the art. Yes. Oh my god. Oh, she okay? Okay, and now I'm back from my short break of eating my tuna sandwich from Wawa, and I'm back with high school me. So high school me really wanted to explore making her own characters, so I had this idea of a flower shop with siblings running it. So there's Florence, Flora, and Pot, obviously all flower-themed names. I'm not gonna open that. I already know what's in that. I think I was making a Game Grumps. I wanted to make Game Grumps fan art so bad, but I was just not so good at drawing men. There's Danny. A lot of these drawings don't really need to be shown because they're just not finished or just like beginning sketches. Lucina, Fire Emblem Awakening. Probably one of my favorite games of all time other than the Pokemon franchise. And I just really loved Lucina. I really loved Fire Emblem Awakening. I love Fire Emblem Three Houses. I've yet to draw anything from it. These are my friends, so my friend Issa, me, and Pat. This is my school mascot, the Blue Jay. I'm sure that I drew this. I actually remember when I drew this. It was like a lunch break, and I was just like, I need to sit down and draw somewhere. Can you guess whose hand that is? Here is when I started getting into the phase of drawing lips. Like, I finally was like, I know how to draw lips. You draw a one line, and then you put a line above and a line below, and that's the lips, which is not entirely false. Who is that? Is that Dora the Explorer? Again, Lucina, me as a sophomore. I started dabbling a little bit with drawing guys, and you'll see very soon that I like try to understand the concept of drawing shadows on the face and the body, because, you know, shadows give more dimension, and I wanted my drawings to come to life. Oof, exactly as I say shadows, this cursed photo, this cursed drawing appears. This is Elle from Death Note. I think I did pretty well on the shadows on this picture, but I mean, actually, I will say I am very proud of the hair. What? I like your shirt. Sandwich. This is a girl. This is another girl. As you can see, I loved drawing girls. Okay, so this, I'm just gonna block her name, but I really love this drawing. This is a girl that I knew in high school, and I think that this looks so much like her. This is probably one of my proudest little quick doodles that I've ever made, because it genuinely looks so much like her. It's really cute. Here's another little mini sketchbook that I had in high school. This was inspired by Gekkan Shoujo, Nozaki-kun, because I really liked, what's her name? Kashima. Short hair, tomboyish. I like girls with the glasses like that. I love the little swirly glasses. Here's an, do I even want to say OC? I guess an OC with crazy hair, crazy big eyes, crazy eyebrows, crazy mouth, band-aid, very edgy. I thought that was what made you popular, so I kept drawing like edgy people. This is a girl from my class. She was very pretty, and she had no idea that she was very pretty. This is me and one of my best friends, Kiana, from high school. We're still really, really close. I have this problem where I burp a lot, especially if I talk a lot or if I'm presenting something. I will burp. I guess like all the air just gets like caught in whatever. And I burp, and she hates it. She absolutely hates it. And here we go. This is my binder that I carried around with me all of high school. And it carried like important things that I needed, just some important papers that need to be signed. But when I left high school, I just converted it into a place where I kept all these binder pages and put my loose drawings in there, because honestly, the amount of drawings that I have just because I was bored and drawing on a piece of paper in between classes, or doing my Spanish homework. I was studying, you can see. I have an immense amount of drawings just because I was bored, which is kind of nice that I kind of appreciate my younger self for keeping all of this art and like not throwing it out. Because now I have stuff to look back on. Tamako from Tamako Market. I really love that show. It's so cute. I think this is another OC that I had. Here is something edgy. She stopped cutting her hair because no one cared what she did. I kind of like the facial expression and the hair. It's like kind of messy, and I kind of like that style, but still, it's obviously very rushed. I just scraped a pencil on the paper. Ooh, I made fan art for a book we read in my literature class called A Separate Piece. I'm just not even gonna. Here's me, and here's what every other girl looked like in my class. That's still pretty accurate today. That ain't too bad. That's not too bad. You know, I mean, it could be worse. Shadows, like, yeah, I wanted to do some kind of like yandere thing because I guess yanderes were in. Elsa, here we go. Frozen. So I sang Frozen for my high school talent show when I was a freshman, and it kind of stuck as my kind of like a representative symbol of myself, like was Elsa. So lots of Frozen, lots of Elsa art. I kind of like this. Not really sure where what I was going for, but I kind of like the hair. Oh my god, that is so scary. I thought that these were the eyes, but it just seems that I'm like scribbling it out. Why did I draw that? And sometimes when I would study, like especially my bio class, I'd be so bored that I would just draw whatever we were learning because it just made it more interesting and more easy to absorb. Here is Sailor Moon. I'm gonna skip the next drawing, and then we had to make a poster for history class. This is a weird sketchbook because there is a lot of overlap in years in it, basically. It basically ranges from elementary school to high school to now. I don't draw in it, weirdly enough, but I do tape my drawings into here. So if I have a really nice drawing that's loose, I don't put it in folders anymore. I just kind of tape it in here. So you'll see kind of the progression of what. Yeah, see, I started this in 2013, and most likely I'll never finish it because there's just so many pages. So you'll see that I kind of like do How to Train Your Dragon. Was very into that. I didn't even like One Direction, but somebody, I think of my friends did, so I drew. I know the hair was fun to draw. Oh yeah, it's a woman's body. Get over it. I got one figure drawing book, and I copied the pictures, and it caused a scandal in my like 7th grade class, and I think I got like in trouble for it. Meanwhile, I didn't even have this open. Somebody took my sketchbook out of my backpack and opened it to this, and my teacher was like, "You can't really be bringing this to school." I was like, somebody took it out of my backpack. Why am I getting yelled at? I remember that. If you're expecting an explanation for the last one, I'm not giving it. Sorry. I cannot go back to that time. This was a drawing for my friend for his birthday. I know he liked this character. It's like Handsome Jack or something. High school years. At least I labeled them. 2014 to 2017. Very, 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 very into The Last of Us. I am still super into The Last of Us. It's probably one of my favorite series. Me in like a high school uniform. Animal Crossing. Like I said, I'm very into Animal Crossing. There was no fan art. Notice how the other one had fan art. This one was just, I took it out of the IGN newspaper magazine, and I taped it in there. Frozen. This is one of my favorite. I actually really, really like this drawing because I love the idea that her veil, like if I were to just cover this up, it looks like just regular Rapunzel because her veil looks like her hair, but it's actually her short hair. I really love this movie. Please make a second one. Where's in here? Oh, okay. So this is when I started cutting out my favorite drawings from random pieces of paper and just including them in here. So in-class doodles freshman year. Thank you, Nicole. We did Romeo and Juliet in my class for our literature class, and I played Romeo. My friend Miranda played Juliet, so there's some fan art. There's some art of that. At this point, the art mostly becomes mine. I'm not really copying it much from anything because I decided that I needed to learn how to draw on my own and develop my own style. I kind of wonder if you can tell what the style is. This was a redraw of a character I made like in the 5th grade. I just wanted to see if I was any better at drawing, which, yeah, that's debatable. These are all my friends as like little chibi characters. Here's a cool athletic girl with this cool like highlight in her hair. This is cute. I was using markers for the first time to kind of give life to my drawings. This is me in my prom dress I drew because I really love that dress. This is me and my friend. This is Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors, which I was in my freshman year of college. I was in a production of Little Shop, so I really like that character. These are my first friends in college, like, that I made. This is my roommate. Here's some drawings that I had ripped out of a, as you can see, like, I'm getting, like, better at, this is based off of a Fire Emblem armor. I'm getting a little better, like, proportion-wise at, like, what things should look like. Get that out of there! Here's a picture of something that I drew in my anatomy lab. I was so bored. This is a picture of a drawing of me and my friend Olivia that I drew just this past year, my junior year. It's us as spies. And this I drew because I was so bored in class. I used all of my colored pens to draw animals from memory. And that's Ratatouille! That's Remy up there! He be cooking! And these are bugs. And finally, we make it all the way to the present day. I'm sure there are sketchbooks and little drawings and stuff that I've missed, because I scoured my basement for all of these. This is the present day. This is my friend Olivia. A lot of drawings that I've drawn are out of order. You'll notice, like, I drew this probably high school, but I drew this like a week ago. Yeah, this is from high school, so pretty random. This is a girl, she's sitting. This is Saki from YouTube that I love very dearly. She's my friend, and I sing with her sometimes, and we are collabing on something, so look forward to that. Yay! Then we're getting to my friend Olivia. Yeah, that's my friend Olivia that I drew. And then I converted it to a digital drawing instead. This is my friend Alex that I never got to finish this drawing, so hopefully he doesn't see it. This is my friend Anthony, but we call him Dio, but I will only call him Anthony. My friend, one of my best friends, Adam, I love him so much. And then I was kind of sketching out this, like, inspirational drawing. What you took from me, I found again in them, and these are my friends that I love so dearly, and I wanted to draw it. Oh, here's me. I hate this because I colored it in, but the one I posted is not colored in because I think I ruined it with coloring it. So instead I made all the colors come through digitally. This is my friend Anthony as an airbender. Here's that little comic I made about the little racial microaggressions that I had experienced throughout my life in theater and medicine. And honestly, I think that's it. This is me with my little bug friends. I think that's it. So yeah.
Hi, welcome back. That was it. That was really it. I know that must have probably been long, but that was it. So I hope you enjoyed that little piece of me lost to time. I feel bad for whoever I've ever had a crush on because, just a disclaimer, if I've ever had a crush on you or been in a relationship with you, I have drawn you at least 20 times. Just because I love drawing and capturing moments in my life. So as a hopeless romantic, even at the tender age of 12, I was drawing every person I've ever had a crush on. So that's pretty interesting. I hope you enjoyed this, and I know it was kind of weird and different, but maybe I can do more of these kinds of videos because I actually enjoy them. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys soon. That was weird. Should I smile that much? I was like, was that like a lot of smiling? Whatever.